Hello everyone, I all hope you had a very, very wonderful weekend and a very, very blessed weekend and a very blessed weekend and a day. As you can see, guys, it is literally cold. It is been very cold. Literally completely cold today. So I all hope you guys are dressing warm and I all hope you guys are staying safe and happy and also doing whatever you can in order to survive and in order to make sure that also your dreams come true as well. And one more thing, guys, I'm very grateful for your support in viewing and in also in watching my episodes. It means gratefully a lot to me, completely a lot to me. So God bless you all. On today's episode, we have to speak about Warlord Sky, who is known by another name, aka Commander Sky, who is a supervillain and also a member of another secret society of supervillains, or another ancient secret society of supervillains known as the Order of the Six. Remember the Order of the Six that I previously told you about? Yeah, now he's exactly part of it. The Order of the Six's goal is to conquer and rule the known universe and the sacred world and the sacred universe, and also ruling and also conquering planet Earth and humanity in the process to further their own goals and their own plans as well. So then we can exactly get to it. In Warlord Sky's early life within the Middle Centuries, he was born and raised by the Shadow Empire for many centuries ago. In order to exactly he created his own faction called the Ninth Fleet, which was a powerful and gratefully, which was a powerful and indestructible, formidable faction of battleships and warships and airships and air balloons at his disposal. Warlord Sky became a powerful warlord and a powerful commander, serving the Shadow Empire with great authority, and with great compassion and humility. He is very loyal to the Shadow Empire and also to the original Normal Magic. During at the time, he conquered many civilizations and many known worlds throughout the fringes of the known universe and throughout the fringes of the known universe and throughout the sacred universe as well. The original Normal Magic dispatched him on the fringes of the known worlds, sent him on the fringes of the known worlds and of the known universes in order for him to conquer the known worlds and the known civilizations many centuries ago in the middle century, which was the 18th century, And Warlord Sky battled many civilizations, fought many empires and many other alien warlords and commanders during at that time. The battle continued to go on and escalating, but during that escalation, Warlord Sky's faction of his Shadow Empire faction began growing and becoming more powerful and also formidable. His faction became one of the strongest and one of the formidable factions within the Shadow Empire ranking, making him the greatest second rank powerful second ranking powerful leader of the Shadow Empire as well. During at that time, he became more compassionate, more determined, and more hungry for conquering many worlds and many civilizations. He even waged war with the Four Nation Hunters during at that time. He waged war with the Four Nation Hunters during at his quest to conquering more worlds and more civilizations for the Shadow Empire. During at the time, he waged war with the Four Nation Hunters, which he continued to do so. The Four Nation Hunters continued liberating many more worlds and many more civilizations from the control of the Shadow Empire, which they miserably exactly failed. But during at that time as well, the dark magic users known as the Dark Druid, the Dark Witch, and the Dark Faithful summoned monsters from the Dark Dimension to wipe out the Four Nation Hunters, combining it with a dark magic. And Warlord Sky was very completely happy and very completely determined to wipe out the Four Nation Hunters. The Four Nation Hunters became more persistent and more eager, and more eager to stopping the monsters from wiping out humanity and from destroying the sacred universe and the known worlds in the process, which they were able to do so. Warlord Sky was able to exactly watch the battle from his command center, stating that the battle is exactly quietly taking place, and he's exactly quietly become more pleased and more pleased and more grateful than anything else ever before. During at that time, Warlord Sky exactly presented himself to the original Lord of Magic at the throne room of the Shadow Empire, stated that he conquered many more worlds and many more civilizations, and he exactly brought them under the control of the Shadow Empire. Meaning, in other words, that they are officially under the control of the Lord of Magic. And the original Lord of Magic was very pleased and very, very fascinated, discovering that his royal commander has conquered many more worlds and many more planets in one fell swoop. And that made him very, 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 very quite intrigued that his greatest commander has become more very ambitious and more thirsty for more power and more control on other worlds. The original Lord of Magic exactly gave Warlord Sky another mission, a very powerful, important mission, a very great discovery, important mission. He decided to send Warlord Sky on another on the on the robotic universe, in order to conquer the robotics universe, in order to conquer and rule the robotics universe for the Shadow Empire, so that he, the original Lord of Magic, can place his control over the robotic universe and also control the robotics, the robots of the robotic universe in the process. And Warlord Sky was eager and willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that the Shadow Empire remained the dominant, powerful force in the known universe and in the sacred universe as well, by any means necessary. Warlord Sky exactly completely complied with the original Lord of Magic and told him that he will exactly fulfill this mission objective. It might take months, but he will exactly fulfill it, as he told the original Lord of Magic. And Warlord Sky exactly left the throne room at that time, and he took his entire armada, warships, battle cruisers, airships, and war balloons as well, in order to help him conquer the robotics universe and place it under the sole control over the Shadow Empire. For many, many centuries, Warlord Sky continued to wage war with the robots for many, many centuries and for many, many years, even throughout the years, until his conquest of conquering the robotic universe got the attention of other ancient powerful villains, such as Lord Six himself. Lord Six himself exactly teleported to Warlord Sky's central command over his asteroid base, stating that he has a proposition for him that can exactly help him conquer the robotic universe and also enslaving and placing it under the control of the Order of the Six, and he can exactly become a high-ranking member of the Order of the Six. With doing so, they can become the most powerful rulers of the cosmos and of the known universe as well, and also in conquering humanity in the process in order to further their own goals and their own mission. Warlord Sky was quietly very intrigued by this proposition and very intrigued by the proposition and also by the offer that Lord Six exactly made to Warlord Sky. Despite that, he exactly told Lord Six that he will exactly accept his offer and also joining his secret society known as the Order of the Six in helping him conquer humanity and the known universe and the sacred world and the known worlds of the sacred universe in the process. But to do so, he needs to conquer and enslave the rest of the robotic universe and place it under his sole control of the Shadow Empire. Lord Six exactly told Warlord Sky that his offer still remains and that he will always exactly be open and his doors will exactly be open. After that, Warlord 6 exactly disappeared. Warlord Sky was very quietly complicit and very quietly complicitly very happy. He remained throughout his central quarters of his own throne room in the asteroid base that's quietly in the middle of deep space which is quietly on the fringes of the sacred universe, and that's quietly between the robotics universe and the Milky Way of the two universes. So his entire fleet on Armada is continuing to wage war with the rest of the robotics and the machines and all the other androids of the robotic universe in order to try and conquer it. During at that time, within the present time, Warlord 6 continue developing new strategies and new outcomes as the generals and warlords, and leaders of the Shadow Empire share their strategic ways in conquering and enslaving the entire robotic universe, stating that the robotics are becoming too powerful and also too dangerous for their works and for their plans to exactly work. Warlord 6 discovered that the robotics will have to be wiped out with a powerful ingenuity of power, with a powerful ingenuity of magic, of dark magic and science, all in one, combined all in one, in order to wipe them out and in order to remove them out of power once and for all, which could be the perfect solution to disorientate them and placing them under his sole control, which would exactly result in placing the entire robotic universe under the sole control of the Shadow Empire. The generals exactly agreed with Warlord Sky, and the other commanders exactly agreed with him that despite that their fleet and their modern warships have become more powerful and more vastly dangerous and become more grown, that the fleet has quietly grown and their modern has quietly successfully grown in outnumbering the robotics, but they've still quietly been defeated by a small batch of robotics and many other robotics without able to track back the source of the robotics exactly coming from. Warlord Sky told the generals and the commanders that he will exactly find the source and the source of the robotic source. He will exactly find the source where the robotics are exactly being located and where they're exactly being created and where exactly they're being made in order to come out from one place to another throughout the robotics universe. And when he finds that source, he will exactly destroy it and put an end to the war of the Shadow Empire against the robotics. That by doing so, the war will be finally to be neutralized on both sides of this. During at that time, on the 1st of February, news of the original Lolo Magic's demise had been spreading like wildfire across the known universe and throughout the sacred universe, throughout the golden universe, the Mixel universe, the over universe, the dark dimensions, the star universe, the sacred universe, the star universe, the dark dimension, and the robotic universe. And they've been flying like wildfire, stating that he's been brought down and taken down by his greatest and most powerful enemy known as the Universal Heroes. It even reached Warlord Sky at that time. Warlord Sky was quietly devastated and very quietly not exactly pleased that the Shadow Empire has now fallen into chaos and now quietly descended into chaos, moreover due to demise of the original Lord and Master known as the original Lord of Magic. He was very successfully unpleased with his demise and very quietly unhappy to hear that he's already dead and been killed and faced his demise by the Universal Heroes and by the prophesied child known as the Universal Man. Warlord Sky exactly told the generals and the leaders of his entire Armada fleet that he has to go back to the sacred universe and fight against the new Universal Heroes and put an end to them. But the generals exactly told Warlord Sky that he needs to focus his true mission and purpose to conquering and enslaving the robotic universe for the Shadow Empire and also for its glory. That still has to continue. Warlord Sky exactly made a promise that he will exactly fulfill that objective until he discovers the source. On the 10th of February, Warlord Sky entered the robotics universe throughout its other worlds, through the other worlds, and he managed to deploy an elite team of Shadow Empire Warlords commanders to exactly come with him to track down the source of the robotics and where they exactly originated and where their origins exactly coming from. During at that time, he battled the greatest robotics and the robotics android, and he completely destroyed them with his swordsmanship and with his tacticianship with the rest of the other Shadow Empire. He discovered the source where the robotics were being created, and he discovered that the source was quietly a powerful source of dark magic and also energy and science all in one, created by a special energy crystal that is combined with science and magic all in one, that is able to give the robotics the power to be created and to be engineered with the purpose of conquering and ruling the other universes, such as the Golden Universe, Mixel Universe, Star Universe, Sacred Universe, Dark Dimensions, Over Universe, the Dark Universe, Over Universe, the Dark Universe, Over Universe, and the Dark Universe, and on the other universes as well, and the light universe as well in the process as well. Warlord Sky discovered that instead of destroying the robots, he can exactly use them to his advantage in order to enslave other worlds and other civilization. Decided in order not to exactly destroy them, he decided in order to exactly rip the source of its creation, which was able to subdue very well with his greatest ability, and was able to exactly control the robots with the energy source by corrupting its technology for his own benefit as well. And the robots were hereby working under the sole control over the Shadow Empire Warlord and Commander known as Warlord Sky. who is exactly able to place the crystal and his technological and magic and his technological advancement by combining it with Shadow Empire technology and also with other technologies, stating that the robots are at the service and are working for serving the new Shadow Empire known as Warlord Sky and his faction known as the Ninth Fleet. The robots, all the robots exactly completely bowed down, and then they all completely bowed down to Warlord Sky, stating that he is the one in charge and he's the one in control over the robotics universe, and that the Shadow Empire has conquered it and also gratefully has enslaved it. Despite that, Warlord Sky met back with the other generals and with the other leaders of the Shadow Empire, saying that the robotics universe is under the sole control of the Shadow Empire, and that it now belongs to the Shadow Empire, hereby, here, and forever as well. And the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders were all successfully pleased and very happy, and the generals and commanders and the Shadow Empire warlords and commanders and generals and commanders were all successfully pleased and very happy of this miraculous defeat which was able to take place. And he's made sure that now the Shadow Empire is more powerful and more devastatingly more stronger, and will also remain the dominant force in the entire sacred universe in the process as well. On the 1st of March, Warlord Sky attended a meeting of the members of the Order of the Six, where he told them that the entire robotics universe is at the control of the Order of the Six and also belongs to the Order of the Six. And he began to reassure the members of the Order of the Six that everything else is going according to plan, the way it's intended to be, with the new little magic and with the Star Empire and the Shadow Empire waging war together for sole control. The war can easily exactly break out. Lord Six exactly told Warlord Sky that his services are much appreciated, and also to the cause, and also to the greater of the cause, and also to its understanding that they might exactly need him, they might exactly need his services once again, which Warlord Sky was able to do. On the 15th of March, Warlord Sky created a huge, magnificent entire asteroid base that is so quietly bigger than anything else ever seen. A base that is quite the design to exactly harvest and understanding shadow energy secrets, and also created a superhuman traffic ring in transporting and abducting children and alien children and supernatural children across unknown worlds and across the known worlds and the known planets of the sacred universe, in order for them to be shipped off off world and to be used as weapons for their greatest competitors, for them to wage war against each other, which could benefit the Order of the Six and Warlord Sky as well in the process. And Warlord Sky was exactly sitting at the throne room of his new asteroid base, able to exactly see the experiment taking place of his new armadas being delivered and being shipped off to their partners and to their buyers and to their competitors, in order for these weapons to be used by the competitors and also by their greatest buyers and suppliers, in order for them to sell them. In return, the buyers and the suppliers would supply them with more worlds and with more planets that will be secretly be controlled by the Order of the Six and by Warlord Sky in the process. And Warlord Sky was very pleased that his operation has hereby taken place and that everything else is going according to schedule, the way it's intended to be. On the 1st of April, the Intergalactic Coalition managed to liberate many captive superhumans and aliens from other worlds and from other civilizations, and also supernaturals that are exactly sell off as weapons. They managed to save them from the control of the Shadow Empire, realizing that they're dealing with a powerful and formidable, dangerous and dark enemy that's quite been using superhumans and aliens and supernatural as weapons in order for them to be used as weapons to be sold off to the highest bidder, so that they can exactly create an all-out war and an all-out conflict throughout the known universe and throughout the rest of sacred existence. By discovering this, the Intergalactic Coalition realized that they're up against their greatest and most powerful, formidable adversary and foe as well. They were able to speak with the Universal Earth Heroes, telling them that their operations across other worlds and other planets has been a success. The supernatural community and the alien community and the superhuman community are quietly waging war against each other, and as well as the vampires are also seizing control of the sacred world and of the cosmos as well, which could create an all-out war. Universal Man exactly told the members of the Intergalactic Coalition that they're dealing with the greatest, powerful, and formidable adversary and new foe and new enemies that are quietly at large and that are still wreaking havoc across the galaxy and throughout the sacred universe. And with the Galaxy King already quietly fallen ill and very quietly fragile, he might exactly be able to be dead soon. And with this whole universe that's required to be facing, this whole universe is about to be quietly facing turmoil. The war's only about to get worse and more. The wars are only about to get worse more than ever, with the Star Empire and the Shadow Empire that are looking at an all-out war for sole control over the sacred universe and over the star universe. If the two empires go to an all-out war together, and one remains the most powerful dominant force, then they are the sole rulers of the cosmos and of world of humanity and the sacred world and the known universe in the process as well. Despite exactly what might happen, which Universal Men and the Universal Earth Heroes and the United Heroes exactly were afraid of, that they have to stop these operations and all these secret operations and all these superhuman trafficking of selling supernaturals and aliens and superhumans to the highest bidder and also to their suppliers and also to the buyers, which they have to exactly stop it, which before it becomes a global pandemic and a disaster that can exactly escalate to an all-out wars with other worlds and other civilizations already. On that very day, Warlord Sky received a hologram of Lord Six telling him that everything else is going according to plan the way it's intended to be. It's time for Warlord Sky to make his bigger move, meaning now. And Warlord Sky completely agreed with that with Warlord Six as well. On the first of April, Warlord Sky conquered many worlds and many civilizations and placed them under his sole control. All of them completely submitted to Warlord Sky without even fighting back, without even exactly able to fight back. But the vampires were exactly on that territory, as the vampires exactly stated that the Vampire King has quietly returned and that he's claiming all these territories and all these unknown worlds, and they are placed under his sole control. Warlord Sky made a deal with the vampires, stating that he will give them more worlds and more control in return if they supply him with more superhumans and supernaturals and aliens as weapons in order for them to exactly fulfill their natural purpose and also their cause as well. The vampires quietly agreed, and they also exactly signed a formidable partnership that they exactly hereby partners and associate of each other, and they're quietly able to ship off and supply any monster or any supernatural creature or alien or superhuman in the process as well. And Warlord Sky was completely happy and very enlightened as well. On the 16th of April, Warlord Sky remained with the Warlord Sky set at his central headquarters throne, able to exactly watch everything else going on, through his monitors, watching the battle and all the wars and everything else going on, realizing that the Shadow Empire and the Star Empire is still looking at an all-out war, and that the Universal Heroes and the Earth Heroes and the Universal Space Heroes and the Universal Magic Heroes and the United Heroes and the Intergalactic Coalition are doing everything in their power to cripple the enemy's operation and also their plans and also their sinister plans and also their ultimate goals before they exactly bear fruit. He was able to realize that the war between good and evil that are quietly waging war with each other, that could exactly work to his advantage as well. On the 1st of May, Warlord Sky attended a video conference of the members of the Order of the Six, where he reassured the members of the Order of the Six that everything else is going according to plan, the way it's intended to be, and that all the other worlds and other civilizations have fallen to under his control, despite the disputing and anything else ever before. Lord Six exactly told Warlord Sky to exactly go up there and tell the other Shadow Empire warlords and commanders to share their loyalty and to submit to the Order of the Six and to continue supplying them with more technology than ever before. And Warlord Sky completely agreed, which he exactly did so as well. On the 10th of May, Warlord Sky exactly arrived at the Shadow Empire Warlord at the Shadow Empire ceremony where all the Shadow Empire Warlord's commanders were all convening together. He told them to submit their loyalty and allegiance to the Order of the Six or suffer the consequences. The Shadow Empire Warlord's commanders exactly refused, and they decided in order to fight back. Warlord Sky decided to demonstrate his power and his worth as well. He summoned an army of giant robots in order to forcing all the other Shadow Empire Warlord commander to submit, but the other Shadow Empire Warlord's commander decided in order to fight Warlord Sky in a very different old-fashioned way, which they able to successfully able to do so. Warlord Sky took them down until a member of the Universal Heroes known as Shadow Boy arrived in order to even the odds with the Shadow Empire. Shadow Boy told Warlord Sky that the Shadow Empire Warlords commanders would never show their allegiance or their loyalty to the Order of the Six or to any secret society organization. Their loyalty to themselves and also to the Intergalactic Coalition. Warlord Sky decided in order to take out his dagger and his blades in order to fight Shadow Boy, which the two drove exactly battled until the robots completely able to protect their new master, and then the Shadow Empire Warlords commanders and their battleships and their warships continue waging war against each other, which created chaos and more turmoil until the Intergalactic Coalition was able to arrive in time in order to intercept the war between the other forces of evil, and Warlord Sky decided to disappear at that time, which he successfully able to do so. On the 21 of May, Warlord Sky and the other Shadow Empires exactly met up in secrecy, telling him that the other Shadow Empire Warlord's commanders show their allegiance and their loyalty to the Order of the Six, and they'll continue supplying them with destructive technology and more technology as part of their new agreement and deal as well. And they told Warlord Sky that there's a new ancient threat that's about to exactly awaken one way or another, and with the newly Lord Magic still away on his transformation, this new threat is called the Fallen, and he might exactly return one way or another. And Warlord Sky was very displeased that the Fallen might exactly return to disrupt everything else, and that he could create more further chaos and more further destruction, and that cannot exactly happen. Warlord Sky told the Shadow Empire Warlord's commanders to keep informing him about the Fallen's update and about his followers and about his Dark Empire and what exactly they're planning and what exactly they're really plotting, which the Shadow Empire Warlords completely agreed as well. On the 1st of June, Warlord Sky attended a meeting of the members of the Order of the Six where he told them the news about the Fallen, who is a very powerful, ancient, sinister threat and new villain who has been trapped and banished to the Dark Dimension for many years, and he exactly warned them that the Fallen might return to create more chaos and more destruction in order to conquer and enslave the rest of the galaxy and the rest of the known universe and the rest of the sacred universes and the rest of the other universes in order to exterminate and wipe out the supernaturals and all the aliens and the universal heroes and all the superhumans as well in the process. Lord Six exactly told Warlord Sky not to panic, because the Fallen is exactly the weapon that they need in order to exactly use them to wipe out and remove the universal heroes and to remove them out of the way completely. That everything else is going according to plan, the way it's intended to be. And Warlord Sky was very completely pleased. Warlord Sky was able to return back to his centralized quarters of his throne room, where he was able to exactly sit on his throne room, able to exactly watch everybody, able to exactly watch the stars, until one servant exactly reported to him that the Shadow Empire is under the current leadership of Red Bolt, who is a founder and leader of a secret society of supervillains known as the Dark Order that's quietly willing to wage war with the Star Empire. And Warlord Sky was remarkably pleased and very happy that everything else is going accordingly to plan, the way it's intended to be. Despite this, guys, Warlord Sky is very ambitious and very fiercely loyal to the Order of the Six and also to the Shadow Empire. He has conquered many more worlds and many more civilizations in a matter of moments. He's very skilled in deception and very skilled in deception and in manipulation. He's very ruthless, very cruel, and very evil, and very skilled in hand-to-hand combat, swordsmanship, agility, and endurance. He possesses the power of super speed and super strength. He's a very immortal commander and warlord who has lived for many centuries, serving the Shadow Empire for many centuries. He's now a current member of a secret society of supervillains known as the Order of the Six, with the goal to rule and conquer the other worlds and the other civilizations of the known universe, and also humanity, and also to rule and conquer humanity and planet Earth in the process as well. He's very ambitious and he believes in the Order of the Six's goals and also in its mission, and is willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that Lord Six and the members of the Order of the Six remain the sole rulers of the cosmos, and that they stay in power and in control over the sacred galactic war that's exactly brewing. And he even discovered that the new little magic might pose a greater magnificent threat with this new secret society known as the Order of Power, and also his associate might pose a greater magnificent threat with his new shadow empire being formed from the shadows that could exactly disrupt his plans and also in his future goals as well. And he's willing to use the Universal Heroes and the Intergalactic Coalition as pawns and puppets to his plans in order to further his plans and his goals by any means necessary. He's conquered many more worlds and many more civilization in a matter of moments. He's very ambitious, very smart, and very intelligent commander and warlord commander and founding leader of the Shadow Empire. His faction is called the Ninth Fleet, one of the greatest faction, and one of the most powerful faction within the Shadow Empire. He houses thousands of airships, thousands of battle cruisers, thousands of warships. An entire armada is at his disposal, and he uses the power of the armada to wage war on other worlds and other civilization, stripping and crippling the other empires of the other alien civilizations and also the supernatural civilizations and also the superhuman civilizations in as well, in order to conquer them and in order to rule them as well. In the process, the entire known universe and the rest of sacred existence knows very well not to underestimate Warlord Sky. He's very ambitious and very cruel. His true lineage resides within the Shadow Empire. He was exactly born of the Shadow Empire. He's different from the other commanders. He has lived and served the Shadow Empire for many centuries. He's very, very fiercely loyal to the Shadow Empire. He's very, very skilled in hand-to-hand combat, swordsmanship, agility, marksmanship, endurance, and agility. He has superpowers known as super speed, super strength, immortality, and also regenerative healing property powers, which he can substantially exactly heal himself, and his body can substantially heal himself and recover so quickly and so very powerful. He has conquered many magical kingdoms and many magical worlds throughout the centuries and has placed them under the sole control of the Shadow Empire. But during that time, the Four Nation Hunters liberated those worlds and those other civilizations during at that time, and Warlord Sky became more determined and more very ambitious in conquering and placing those worlds under the sole control over the Shadow Empire by any and all means necessary, guys. By any and all means necessary. Well, guys, that's it for today's episode. Warlord Sky is a supervillain and a current member of a secret society of supervillains known as the Order of the Six, who, by the way, has a huge faction of Shadow Empire warlords and commanders at his beck and call that's called the Ninth Fleet, a faction that houses many battle cruisers and warships and airships, and also an entire armada of warships and airships, and also air balloons and battle cruisers at the same time. His faction is the strongest and formidable faction that's ever existed throughout the sacred universe for many, many decades and for many centuries as well. Well, guys, that's it for today's episode. I'll exactly see you tomorrow as well probably at the same time or different time, but exactly see you tomorrow as well. Take care of yourself, dress warmly, be happy, be yourself, enjoy your day, and God bless you all. Love you all. Take care. Sharp.